This is a great question, and it's one that I can really relate to because I also have a son who will turn 10 in just a couple months. As with almost everything, there's no right or wrong answer. Each situation is different. In general, I'm a proponent of travel baseball. For kids who love the game, it can be an absolute blast, and it certainly can help with development. There are different types of travel ball experiences, however, and it will depend largely on each individual child to determine which experience will be best. Especially at the 10U level, I personally believe the focus should be way more on development than winning. I think practices at that level are just as important or more important than the games. And in the games, players should be moved around to different positions frequently, even if it means the team loses more games because of that. So you mentioned that your son likes baseball but doesn't love it. And I can relate to that. That sounds a lot like my 10-year-old. He had an opportunity to start travel baseball as an 8-year-old, but we didn't do it because he just didn't seem to like baseball enough at that point. The following year, however, he started to show a bit more interest, so I actually started a 9U travel team in our hometown. We only played in 4 tournaments, and we practiced twice a week from April through June. All of the players on the team were new to travel ball, so we tried to select tournaments that fit our level. We did end up going to one tournament, however, that was way above our level, and that turned out to be a mistake. We were not competitive, and our boys and our opponents didn't get much out of those games. We didn't play or practice at all in July. Then we started practicing once a week in August, in the middle of August, and we played in a low-key fall league for 4 weeks in the month of September. And then we will start up again in the spring as a 10U team. And we may add another tournament or two. We may play 5 or 6 instead of just 4 for the 10U season. We certainly won't go crazy with tournaments. Now, in contrast, my older son, who's now 15, showed an intense passion for baseball at an early age. He would go outside, practice on his own, often without any prompting from my wife and I. So he also joined a travel team as a 9-year-old, just like my current 9-year-old. But we got him into a higher level team that played in more tournaments. And he stuck with that team all the way through his 14U season and still is just as passionate about baseball to this day. Now, I share these examples to illustrate that it really should depend on the kid and his interest level. You are right to consider whether travel ball will burn him out, but it could also ignite his passion for the game even more. I do think it's important to examine our motives when making these decisions. If we are putting our sons in travel ball to satisfy our own ego and desires for our kids, then it likely won't end well. Admittedly, I personally struggle with this. As a former college player and a college coach, I would love for my 9-year-old to show more passion for the game. And I sometimes struggle with the fact that he doesn't. But I think we have to work hard as parents to make sure it's about the child and not us. So hopefully that helps.